Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I'm going to say something controversial. I know, hashtag shock. Android, specifically Android Oreo, on a Pixel 2 or Pixel 2 XL, this one right here, is smoother, a generally smoother experience. Not to say it's jank-free, not to say it's perfect, but it is a substantially smoother experience compared to Apple's iPhone 8 Plus with all this crap that you have to put up. Oh, I didn't. How did it take a screenshot? Anyway, I don't know what that was, but okay. Wasn't planning on running into the issue. What I'm saying is that after having been playing with the Google Pixel 2 XL now for a little shy of a week, I've become accustomed to its experience, knowing where it may hit a snag, letting me know that the app that I may be using at the time is unoptimized, at which point I put it into a document that I'm compiling to try to get in front of the right person to say, hey, you've got some issues here. Some of them are layout issues, some of them are animation issues, some of them are just raw jank. Sometimes you run into it on a consistent basis, other times not so much. But what I'm saying is, in doing things on this phone, and then immediately thereafter doing things on this phone, I still feel frustrated with how iOS performs. It doesn't seem to perform as well as Android does, specifically Android Oreo on the Google 2 XL. Well, at least I'm not calling it Nexus. This is something that I've been doing in TLDR. I know. It's not a Nexus, it's a Pixel. And if you don't understand that, then you're not watching TLDR every day. Head over to youtube.com/LockerGnome, because these are the things that we kind of talk about. So I've been trying to do other content in relation to the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL. And part of that is trying to take sample photos wherever I go. And it's nice because this time of year is autumn and the trees are very, very colorful with leaves that are about to fall. So the timing is near perfect for a lot of outdoor shots. And I would take a picture with the Google Pixel 2 XL camera and then immediately thereafter take a picture with the iPhone 8 Plus camera. And yeah, those are pretty simple routines. It's a different kind of flow. I'm not talking about something just being different. I'm talking about it being smoother. You remember the time when iOS was the smooth OS and everybody made fun of Android because it was janky and it dropped frames and it jittered and it just wasn't perfect? Yeah, the shoe's on the other foot, or the case, if you will, is on the other phone. I don't yet have a case for the Pixel 2 XL. Can I just say Pixel and iPhone from here on in? I think y'all understand that, otherwise I get tripped up with words. And more often than not, just randomly, I would see in an animation that would otherwise be smooth on the iPhone 8 Plus, running, by the way, one of the later betas of iOS 11.1 on it, which some say, oh, makes the iPhone so much better. It's so much more responsive. That's so much BS, it's not even funny. But I would just find, like, unlocking the screen, like, it would start unlocking and then it would jump on the iPhone 8 Plus. I never seem to run into that issue, or if I do, it's very, very, very rare on the Pixel. But again, like I said in the beginning, it's not saying that Android is jank-free. It's not saying that it is perfect. What I'm saying is the overarching experience on this specific phone is a lot more smooth and relatively bump-free compared to this phone, right? The Pixel versus the iPhone. That's kind of what this is about for me. And I know there are a lot of Android experiences out there, absolutely. I'm not going to debate that. But one of the reasons why I was drawn to the Pixel, and still am drawn to the Pixel, despite shortcomings that I've already covered, not in this video, but in others I've recently done, is specifically because it is optimized for speed. The software is optimized for speed. Who is Chris Pirillo? Well, sure, he's a Star Wars fan, but more than anything, he's a fan of software experiences that are smooth. The one thing, not to be confused with The Thing, that drove me to iOS, wanting to, use it all the time, was specifically its experience, the software experience. It was fluid. Was fluid. And then iOS 7 happened. And then iOS 8, 9, 10, 11. And we're in this cycle, this vicious circle. So that even if they do smooth out some of the bugs and the issues, the hiccups that not everybody can see, let's face it, because this has been documented. We're not even, by the way, we're not even talking about slop. I suppose we could venture into that territory. I think Android Oreo is a lot more fluid, a lot more cohesive, intelligible, and hell of a lot cleaner than iOS. Like, we're talking 8.0 versus 11.0, like the shipping versions of these platforms. The differences are night and day. And if you're not watching my mentions on Twitter, I recommend you do so, because they are littered with examples. Just about every day, if someone says, oh, check out this slop I saw on iOS. But that, I guess, also adds into the fluidity in the position that I take, asserting something that is incredibly controversial, because for years we've understood it as flat fact that Android was janky and iOS was smooth. I'm here to tell you, nay, that is no longer the case. Apple has lost the crown. It is no longer best in class. I'm going to say it. Android Oreo on this Pixel phone is a best in class mobile computing experience. I'm not talking about what you can do and what you can't do. I'm talking about the clean, cohesive, just simple, but yet polished. A well-polished platform. Something that I've been missing for 5 years of my life. And believe you me, I am getting older by the second. And now I'm getting older. I got so old today that my daughter Jedi, she pointed at one of my mustache hairs, and she said, "What's that?" It's a white hair. I meant to shave before doing this video, but unfortunately I forgot to charge my razor shaver electric corded thing that cuts hairs from your face or other parts of your body, and it doesn't have fast charging, so I'm going to have to wait, unlike these devices. This is the thing that I guess was always in the back of my mind, and I recorded a video, I think it was last year, that was basically me saying that Android 7.0 was smoother than iOS 10. And that was even seeing it at a distance. It just seemed to be a better executed product. And here we are a year later, another iteration later, and I've just been proven correct. I'm not talking about bugs. I'm not talking about ghosts in the system. Like, we're talking about just a smoother, fantastically more responsive experience. Consistently. Like, across the entire general operation, day-to-day operation of default apps or even third-party apps. Again, I'm not giving it like a fully passing grade, and believe you me, there are plenty of things Google needs to work on, including Google Play, which is the biggest jank fest on Android today. Google's own software. Physician, heal thyself. But when I'm looking at just, average operation, just doing simple things over and over and over again, the fluidity on this device is fantastic. So don't even sit there and tell me that this iPhone has got the fastest processor in it, because you know what? If the software can't keep up, what's the point of having a fast processor? It says more about the quality of code that is basically baked into this device compared to the quality of code baked into this device. This is something that I have to tell you. I need you to know. Because the next time you see anybody try to assert that iOS is smooth and Android is janky, you tell them, nay. That's not the case. And if you can't see it for yourself, and if you don't see the difference, then, well, good for you. I'm glad you are blessed with the ability to not see jank. You're probably the same person who would tell me that Android's never had a problem with jank, that this has never been an issue and Chris is just seeing things with iOS. No. I got no horse in this race. The only horse I have is like one of those horses from the Ewoks cartoon. I can never remember what they're called. Like Jedi's got them from the vintage Play School Ewok Treehouse playset that you may have seen in the earlier photo tests with the iPhone 8 Plus. Anyway, the horse that I have in this race is having a better experience, an up and at them experience. Suddenly, I got the visual of Radioactive Man and Fallout Boy in my head. I'm not going to apologize for that. Up and at them. Okay, now let's moving on. What I'm saying, or what I'm trying to say, is that I'm looking for an outstanding experience for the most part. And whereas I feel that, and this is not based on empirical evidence, none of this really is. It's just based on my experience, which is all I have. It's seeing that Apple's not going to fix some of these problems, many of the problems, most of the problems. They're just going to keep moving forward and expect that people are going to buy the latest hardware, which they probably will. It's just enjoying my time with this phone and not enjoying my time with this phone. Having covered both of them, having used both of them, having been steeped in the experience of this phone for well over, a year, that's for sure. And there's certainly things I want to see improved in this device. Well, both of them, really. I want a good time with the computer that I carry with me, my personal computer, my PC, my pocket computer. And there's really no other way of saying it. It's generally smoother. So this may be 75% smooth. I would say this is closer to 90 to 95% smooth, if you will. Oh, that was a little weird. Had a little color shifting, I think, going on there. Speaking of bugs, I'm using the Pixel 2 camera to record this video. And if you think I'm looking yellow, speaking of Simpsons, it's because I have yellow lights in here. It's warm white, but I'll be replacing these LED bulbs with a cool white in about a week. So that's what I think. What do you think? Do you believe Android is more smooth than iOS and all that? Let me know in a comment. Thank you again for being with me. I do appreciate all the comments, the likes, the shares, the engagement that we get on this channel and the other channel. Stay tuned for more of these types of videos every day. In fact, this week, I'm going to be loading the Pixel 2 that, I'm using to record this video on, not the 2XL. I'm going to be loading it with Diana's stuff and having her play with it, and maybe we'll move her from iOS to Android. We'll need your help. It'll be the Diandroid, because we'll need to set up another fund. Otherwise, the Pixel 2 has got to go back, because we can't afford all these phones, unfortunately. So thank you all for your contributions. Thank you for subbing to me on twitch.tv/Chris Pirillo. Links in the video description. Thank you for being a patron at patreon.com/Chris Pirillo. Links in the video description. Thank you for watching every day when we do the live TLDR broadcast, the Locker Gnome Daily Report, in youtube.com/Locker Gnome with the Discord chat behind us. That's where you can be, the Discord chat, if you're a sub or a patron. I love you. I appreciate you. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.